Under-18 Rugby World Cup is in full swing right now. We've had the first round of action that kicked off on Friday. Of course, the host Japan up against Russia. A fairly comfortable victory for the host, you'd say?
Yeah, it was. But I think that's what they always do in World Cups, whether it be football or rugby. They have to make the first match for the host nation easy so they can win.
The biggest talking point, of course, was the game on Saturday between the Springboks and the All Blacks.
Yeah.
So the first stumbling block for the Springboks and a winning start for the defending champions.
Yes, it was a winning start for the champions. I'm not necessarily crying about the fact that we lost.
It was a very slow start, though, by South Africa.
It was slow. I think it's those World Cup nerves. They kicked in.
But we should have that experience now in the World Cups. We play in every single World Cup.
But when a big tournament comes, there's
always jitters.
Yeah, there's always jitters. No matter how many World Cups you've played, no matter how long you've been there. In fact, I would be worried if there are no jitters because it means you've reached that point where you don't necessarily care.
But you can't afford jitters against New Zealand because they'll punish you, as they did in the first half.
Like I said last week, you can't afford to be good when it comes to New Zealand. You need to be great.
Exactly.
Yeah, so we were good, and then they were great.
Which wasn't good enough for us.
Which wasn't good enough for us, and we ended up losing. But like I said, I'm not necessarily crying over this loss for some reason. Yeah. I think it was the right match at the wrong time, but it happened. And I think it's a good stage to test ourselves against the best of the best early on to see how we can move forward. At least now we have a marker within the World Cup.
So you think we're going to recover from this? Not too much of a strange match?
Definitely. I mean, looking at our next matches against Namibia, I'm thinking right now we shouldn't
breeze past that one.
We shouldn't post less than 50 points there.
Yeah.
No, we just actually we shouldn't just post less than 50 points. Anything less than 50 is a failure. If it's 50-0, I'll accept that. If Namibia score, I'll be disappointed. But it should be.
It also wasn't a very crisp performance by New Zealand as well. So they did start the match obviously better than we did. But it wasn't as precise as we usually know the All Blacks to be.
But I'd rather you start the tournament that way
and
then peak. Because that's the one thing New Zealand have been known for is to peak too early, to dominate in the group stages, like I said in the last video.
Yeah.
So now that it was a culmination, a slow start for both teams, it hopefully is a marker for them or an indication or way forward for them to build up on that. Because once you start on a high, how do you go higher? Yeah. Especially if you're going to play against small teams and you post like 80 something or 100 something against small teams, and then what? What happens when you come against the big boys? Yeah. But if you come against the big boys now, at least you've worked.
So losing starts, but a good start nonetheless, you're saying?
I'm there. Yeah. I'm not really crying over this.
When we're talking about tight matches from the weekend, it doesn't get tighter than France and Argentina.
Yeah, look at that.
That one was close. That was really close.
That one was really close.
Argentina had a chance to win it and they missed a penalty. And France
those World Cup nerves, brother. I'm telling you, it's the World Cup nerves. Because you would have. It wasn't a hard kick. It was just far away.
Yes.
In terms of angle, it wasn't a difficult angle. But it's the World Cup. It goes back to what I said. But having said that, I was supporting Argentina, I won't lie to you, and they have become this bogey team for the French side. Yes. So I was wanting that to continue because obviously
there's built quite a rivalry between the two of them.
Definitely, and because of that, it was a very entertaining match, and I was supporting them, hoping that they would win. They didn't manage to step over the last hurdle at the end, but I think it's like I say with South Africa, I'm not really crying about the loss. In the same way with Argentina, I'm not crying about the loss. They will pick up and they will perform like they've been performing lately.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to more matches from those two clubs, those two countries. Should be very interesting to see how they fare up in the rest of the World Cup.
I think they'll do well. Yeah. Traditionally, we're the Southern Hemisphere.
Towards the latter stages as well, you see them?
Yeah, we've always done well as the Southern Hemisphere, and I think they will be up there. Argentina will definitely be up there.
Yeah. So when you're talking about World Cup upsets, right? You can go back to 2015 when Japan beat the Springboks and everyone is disappointed.
No, let's not speak about that.
And it's already happened in this World Cup.
Let's talk about this one. Let's not talk about that.
So you had a Fiji team who are known to be a very good side, very good established side in world rugby, losing to Uruguay. Who is Uruguay? Where did they come from?
Look, from Uruguay. But I get what you're saying.
In world rugby,
Look, it was I'm at a loss for words, but in a good way as well.
Yeah.
I love Fiji. Everybody loves Fiji. Fiji is one of those teams that everybody loves because of the rugby they play.
And Samoa, those kind of nations.
Those kind of nations.
Yeah.
But this is why I also like minnows in the World Cup.
Yeah.
Because of situations like this, we need a World Cup story, and this is one of those World Cup stories.
A beautiful one.
I mean, they've only won 3 times in their history, Uruguay, and this was the 3rd time.
That should tell you a lot.
That should tell you a lot. So I think if people will stop being the organizers, that is World Rugby, and this also harkens back to the Cricket World Cup where they cut Trinidad and Tobago, and I was crying because I love those cats,
yeah.
you know, and it gives an opportunity for other nations, lower nations within the rankings to grow, and this was a perfect platform for Uruguay to actually grow, and they grew and they won. And even if they got battered left, right and center, doesn't mean that it was a failure of a World Cup for them. It gives them that growth, it gives them that experience, and it opens up the platform for people in Uruguay to play, and that will also surface up to the higher teams.
Yes, so do you think this upset was bigger than the one in 2015?
No,
Which
it
one
wasn't.
was worse?
No, it wasn't. It was the South African. No, it was definitely the South African one.
That one was too much.
That one, I don't think we can. I don't think I'll ever forget it. Not because I don't want to. Trust me, I want to. Maybe I should go for therapy
it left
or something.
quite a very big scar.
Yeah, I don't.
Knock to the ego.
And the thing is, what makes it worse is that even if we beat Japan next time 100,000-0, it still doesn't matter.
Like because they did it first.
They did it
in the
World Cup.
Yeah.
But anyway, in terms of upsets, this is definitely right up there. I'm happy for Uruguay. Congratulations to them, and I hope that this is an eye opener not only in rugby but for the other cricket, for the other sporting codes to open up the platform for other minnow countries to play.
So next up, we're up against our neighbors Namibia and then Canada. So expecting maximum points there.
Maximum, like I say, it should be like a training session. I know this sounds harsh and blah blah blah, but I'm that guy. We shouldn't, like I said.
So you're really looking forward to the next round, really?
Yeah, I'm already looking forward to that. I mean, we should breeze past, but because we lost against New Zealand, and if Ireland keep on winning their games, we're gonna verse Ireland after the group stages, which is gonna be a tough one, and really we don't know what the outcome of that one will be.
Yeah, so looking forward to more matches. The World Cup is still going on. Match day 2 has already started, by the way. It starts on Monday.
Yes.
We had a few games there as well coming through. Yeah, but we're wrapping it up.
Yeah, guys, thank you again for tuning in. Keep watching the World Cup and interact with us. Please like, comment and subscribe and click the notification bell. Peace out.